What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of The Block Sauce, your weekly web show that serves up the juiciest discussions in the world of Web3 and gaming culture. I'm your host and re-NFT ambassador, Jim Kieran, and today we're going to be talking something about some lizards and alluvium. We got some Animoca brands and a few other topics, so stick around and get ready for our panel. What's up, sauce enthusiasts? As you can see, we got our panel today, Jorge and Dub, and our special returning guest, Graslow. How are you guys doing today?
Yo, it's 2023, and fucking time change happened. And how the hell do Google Calendars not update yet? I literally on my way to get my hair cut right now, so pardon the look today. And then Jim Kieran says, "Hey, where the hell are you? You're late to the show." And I'm like, "What do you mean? I have an hour." So yeah, that's where I'm at, guys.
Web3 fixes this, right?
NFTs fix this.
Now we're gonna have clock NFTs. Like I stop giving people bad ideas. Oh man,
I'm creating the mint right now.
So so far I know me and Dub for sure have tried the new Illuvium and ETH Lizards platform. Into what was it, Battle for the Beyond or Into the Beyond? I forgot. I think it's Battle for the Beyond.
Yeah, I mean,
Dub, you should know this.
Battle in the Beyond.
I mean, let this be an ETH Lizard plug. So second, educational on what ETH Lizard and Illuvium is doing.
Well, this is education for you because you need it's about the origin story, like where these guys came from, right? Like it's really cool to me because this was literally a group of degens that degened hard into Illuvium, became a fan of Illuvium, started making a group in Illuvium. Kieran joined the degen group. It blossomed from there to like a full-on DAO. They're involved in more games than just Illuvium now. And what they're showcasing is that they want to, on top of buying an NFT collection and hodling it and trading it, they also want to build experiences and build stuff for themselves. And that's what we see in Battle in the Beyond. It's a way of collecting things in the Illuvium ecosystem and competing with others collecting those things in a live format. And I think it was super interesting and super fun. I mean, not just because I won, but because, it was legitimately a fun time opening crates, competing with someone on opening crates. I've done it on third-party sites for CSGO before, and seeing it here in Web3 was super cool.
And I think it's a good way to kind of introduce interoperability as well, because now I've never bought an Illuvium asset, right? To me, I'm not really an auto battler person, so I've kind of been putting off the game. Then ETH Lizards approached me, "Hey, do you want to try out this platform?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And they gave me some packs. I'm going to be transparent with you guys. They gave me some packs to test the system. And after the stream, I went and bought more packs. I pulled a pack and Dub's like, "Oh, Jink, you're third on the leaderboard." And then I refreshed 10 minutes later and I got knocked down to 9th. I'm like, "Nah, I ain't settling for 9th. I'm going to go buy more packs." So I went and converted some crypto, bought some more packs, and now I have a whole slew of Illuviums, all because of this platform, right? And that's what I've been telling people is that's a good way to hook people and entice them into your ecosystem is by providing benefits from other platforms. And that's what ETH Lizards did. They were like, "Here, we're going to give you a PvP system for your loot boxes. This isn't just you clicking and then it opens and you magically have everything. There's a whole competition surrounding opening loot boxes now." And it was really cool. I had a lot of fun with it. So I'm really looking forward to how they progress this platform. From my understanding, the long-term goal is they want to partner with more games and have more loot boxes available for this system. So I think that having a centralized hub where I can discover new games by competing against other players is actually really neat.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm gonna say this: ETH Lizards, y'all better reach out to me and give me a free whatever you guys gave these guys, or else I'm going to Star Atlas, and that's it. I'm not turning back once I get my ship in Star Atlas. So you either want me as a lizard or as a Luvatar, or I'm going to the Star Atlas world. That's my 2 cents on the thing.
Well, that's the cool place that ETH Lizards is at. Is I'm pretty sure they're Star Atlas fans too. I mean, that's the great part about not being on a game or on a game team is like you don't have to pick a side when there's these stupid conflicts come up. You know, you can enjoy both and build for both, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
It feels like in the space we have a lot of like silos. Like games are kind of on their own for onboarding and all the like competitions and everything. They're out there like really trying to make all those work. And it's so early and it's so experimental that it's a lot of work, you know. But what I like about what Ethos are just doing is, you know, they're really trying to kind of solve some of these problems and not just do it for one game, but make a platform that can do this for other games. And ETH Lizards, you know, to give them another plug, they've got a lot of smart people on their team, you know. CEO Annie Mositas, who you know,
we've had Annie on this show before.
Yeah,
Actually,
I've
he's
seen
had
Annie on the
excellent
show.
insights.
And also they've got a really stacked team and council of some of the like brightest minds in the space. So and their whole community is like focused on Web3 gaming. So I think if anybody's going to pull something like this off, it'd be them.
Yeah. Like they had just reached out to me and was like, "Hey, Dub, do you want to stream on our Twitter? Can you help us figure that out? And can we modelize that for more creators?" They reached out to me on that idea out of nowhere, you know, and it was like, I just hung out with Limbs and Meiji, you know, and that was how it was. So they're true gamers in the space, making friends with other gamers in the space. While playing the games, you know.
But that's gaming experiences, right? That's the missing thing in this space, right? I think it's because we're early. I get it. You know, there's not games enough to play right now. But what you're talking about are gaming experiences that happen in Web2 all the time that we create, like friends and family. Look at all your gaming friends that you have. Like I can tell you, like the people I've created friends with over the past years, just playing Web2 games, right? That like you know are across country, and that like you know again. There are the experiences that build from playing these things, the alliances that you build playing the games. So I think like it's cool to finally see something like this. I'm excited for what the future holds because like as the evolution of the word NFTs hopefully turns into assets or digital collectibles and everything, and being able to form these kind of alliances and partnerships and stuff like that, it will really catapult the gaming, the Web3 industry a lot further because people will see the value of this space.
Yeah, I agree. It's just going to take time. Like I said, I want to see the platform expanded out because I may or may not play Illuvium. Now that I have Illuvium assets, I'm probably going to. But I would love to see something that I would prefer to ape into. So we'll see how it progresses. Like I said, I believe they do have plans to expand to other projects as they continue rolling out this project. It is just the first week. So this literally just came out earlier this week if you missed it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. If you're playing Illuvium and you're opening discs, I really recommend opening it through their platform rather than the standard, just because it's a lot more fun, it's engaging, and you get to compete for rewards. So,
and that's what's so interesting, right? It's like they literally gamified crate opening, which before was like, what were your options? Oh, I could open this crate in private, or I could stream it to my friends and we could have a good time about it. But now I can fight over it with someone. And like we put all the stakes on there. We're like, okay, whoever wins this battle is going to take all the NFTs. And then it got even more intense, you know, and like props to them for like finding a place to innovate in this space, like, you know, in gaming as a whole.
Exactly. Like I said, I had a lot of fun with it. And I'm not just saying that because they gave me free packs. Like I said, I went and bought my own after.
After
I bought mine because I thought I had to buy some going into it, and then I realized they also gave us free ones, and it was like, oh, cool, okay.
That was the first thing I asked him was, do I need anything? And he's like, oh no, we'll set you up with everything. I'm like, okay, cool.
I missed that.
For sure.
Hey, Grasswell, man, if you ever do for anything for Oldor that you need, like, you know who to reach out to, right? Like you want the number one content creator, talk show host, whatever you want to call me. Do whatever you do, you know. You
doesn't know what to title himself.
No, I don't even know, man. Like, the gaming strategist. You want the gaming strategist to come help you strategize how to bring on people. All right, let's do this, Grasswell. All right.
So when we got Grasswell loot boxes.
That's, I mean, I don't want to say, but I mean, you know,
Ooh,
we're gonna have some cool stuff.
I was joking, but
They're gonna be chests. Come on, stick with the lore. They're not crates here.
yeah, true, very true. Well,
I want some Oldor merch though. Like, when are we gonna get merch? Like that. That's like
we already got the merch.
What?
I can hook you up.
Grasslow, this cover, like this friendship is going downhill very fast right now. Guys, I don't know what's happening here. Wow.
so what you're telling me is we shouldn't vote for Oldor in the Games Award.
I don't know if that would be considered a bribe or what, but yeah,
Well,
we should talk.
Let me get the knife out of my bag. Hold on.
Well, that is our next topic, the Games Award. If you guys have not voted, you need to go to their platform. I don't have the link, but it's Games GG.
With the 3.
With the 3, yeah, with the 3 instead of an E. Games.gg. Okay, confirmed. That is the link. Just checked. Had to make sure. What are your guys' thoughts on these types of events? We're seeing.
Dude, these are the things that are just put people on radar. Like, these are it's early. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think it's very, very hard to judge any of these stuff, and like it's hard to even see what the categories are for certain games because they're not fully out. But I love the idea. I love the idea of it being able to push other games forward. Like, people are discovering games. So like they are in 5 years, we're going to be very, very excited to have everything that Games GG did, right? I think they're definitely leading that pack and leading that way. Eventually, hopefully, we have like in-game awards, like the in-person ones, like IC did with Gamer Awards. But I think like any type of program that helps people discover more games is phenomenal. Now, yes, like there's still a lot of gray area, but in anything, there's always gray area, and there's going to be people pissed off, and it's part of what you're building, right?
Yeah.
Real quick, we had somebody in the audience ask, and I don't know the answer to it. When does voting end?
That's a good question.
It's in phases, right? So right now, what we're voting for is like the People's Choice Award and nominating the people that will be voted on again for that People's Choice Award. There's still going to be the best MMO, the best FPS, the best streamer. Maybe they dive into more content creator categories this time around. Maybe they don't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so right now, I mean, I'd say maybe you got a week or two left, maybe till the end of the month for these People's Choice voting that's going on right now. But it's going to keep going.
December 1.
There you go.
There.
Open until December 1, and you get 10 votes for your favorite game and 10 votes for your favorite creators.
Yeah, and if you don't include Gene Karen and Dub
Or Jorge.
and Jorge,
How are you guys missing? Like, I need to start doing my. I need to hire a marketing team to help me with my.
you need some strategy, buddy.
I need some strategy.
The gaming strategist needs a strategist.
Yeah. But I just wanted to say with games, I mean, this is their second year. Like, the one last year was so cool for me. Like, it was a huge thing for my company personally. We had partnered with them and did an activation. A majority of our users came from that last year. Like, it's this big focal point of discovery just because they spend so much on marketing. It's like the spend that I wish games would do. They spend it happens here in the Game Awards. So I give my flowers to them. But I've also been working with them for a very long time. So I'm very biased on this as well. And I can't wait for it to be in person. But I look forward to this one because it's a good show. Like last year's show, I still remember bits of it. I still remember all the hooligan like surprise animations that came out and was like, that was such a cool moment.
Yeah, they did a lot of world premieres last year for their trailer during the show, and I think that was another phenomenal thing. But I think, again, like, if there's any ways to keep expanding this Web3 space, these are the type of activations that need to keep happening. Now, I think that there's more ways to keep building, and I think everybody knows that. They probably even know that, right? You look at the creator awards, right? Like, it should be all voting, right? Should accounting for maybe how many views somebody gets, how big their community is. I don't know. There's a lot of metrics, right? I mean, you look at metrics on the way that voting is in real life, right? With certain awards, and it's like, okay, maybe we should take these. So again, it's early, so it's hard to say like, hey, you need to do something. I don't think anybody can criticize them, right? And this is not me criticizing them at all. It's me trying to say like, you know, because people do criticize them, right? I see that hate sometimes on some of these posts, and it's like, I don't know, man, can't you just be happy someone's actually doing something good for Web3 other than you trying to hate on them? Like, that's how I feel, right? But I get it. Like, I get it. Some people feel hurt because this is their business, right? People are in Web3 full time. I'm in Web3 full time, and this is what I do full time. So, like, I get it. Like, oh, I wasn't nominated for that, whatever. But it is what it is. I mean, like, that means that you just have to work harder, right? Like, you just have to push yourself to the next level. And I think a lot of people don't understand that.
It was actually kind of funny, if you don't mind me talking about the space yesterday, Graslow, but we were talking about that, and somebody came in, and after, you know, Bryson's name came up because voted, you know, a lot of people are going to vote for Bryson, let's be honest. And somebody was immediately like, is he even a Web3 creator? I only see him playing CSGO. Does anybody, I don't think it can be argued that he has had possibly the largest impact on this space as a creator. He's working with companies we wish we could work with. He's promoting Web3 in ways that a lot of us didn't think of until he started doing it. So I personally, I'm a Bryson stan. I hope he wins.
Let me give you the like Bryson 101, right? Like, again, the like blueprint to all this stuff. Like anybody, we came into this space hoping that Web3 game would be a lot further than it is today, right? Again, we are here full time, and we have to figure out how to make money, right? Essentially, I think everybody in this space is preaching that gaming is gaming, and that there's no difference. There shouldn't be a wall between Web 2 or Web 3. So what Bryson is doing of lowering that wall of wanting it to be gaming, just gaming, man, like, give the fucking guy, like, I don't care what you got, get him, you know, sign him to Xset, sign him to fucking, whatever the guy wants. I don't care. The guy, I don't know any streamer. I don't know any streamer that puts in 4 to 5 hours a day streaming every single day of his life and playing video games. And he's trying to push the space by himself, like, because he doesn't, I mean, he has a community, but I'm saying, like, in the sense that, like, you know, it's unseen and it's unheard of. Now, what happens? I tell you guys this all the time. Crypto Twitter is the fucking toughest people in the world. Like, they are the most entitled people in this world. I don't know why, but it is. I'll tell you one thing. And so when people start doing good in this space, all of a sudden we try to find the bad in them, and it's like, the guy who's doing Web 2 gaming stuff. Like, you wish you were doing Web 2 gaming stuff, right? Like, I wish I was doing Web 2 gaming stuff as well. Like, if I can sign on these big names, I would too. But again, look, the guy sets the blueprint for a lot of the things that people say. And at the end of the day, like, I think the biggest thing as a business owner, and I think Graslow is a very big proponent of this as well, is the guy is willing to teach you how he is doing it. He puts out videos, puts out tweets on how to do it. And I don't know any other content creator, I mean, there's a couple, right, that constantly preach and do what they're doing. To me, that's enough for me, or merit award, to get content creator of the year, or whatever you need to give them.
Yeah, there's no doubt, like, Bryson is on another level, and exactly right, Jorge. Like, I mean, he shares, like, his journey, and he does that. Like, I've been in private chats and you know, his private Discord where he shared with other creators, like, you know, this is my TikTok strategy. This is, you know, how to do YouTube shorts. When he's experimenting and trying something new, he is glad to share that with growing creators. And, you know, he's not charging for that. It's not like gatekeeping that. I mean, you know, he is someone who's very open and wants to build up others. So, yeah, he's on a whole other level. I will say that we've elevated a lot in the last year. It's exciting to think about the number of creators in the space and the diversity. Like, we've got people that are amazing at, like, analyzing projects. You know, they go to their LinkedIn, they look at their team, they look at, you know, the financials and the backgrounds. And then you got people that are on, you know, Twitch or Kick every day, streaming hours, playing different games, you know, mixing in sponsorships, games that they just enjoy. So there's a lot of diversity in the space that we didn't have a year ago. So, because remember a year ago, it was all like token price and, things like that. And Bryson was out there, experimenting and doing, he was elevating the space even then. But I think, today, like you could probably name 10 creators that are, probably ones that should be considered, nominated for Creator of the Year.
Yeah,
Like Dub.
And I'll say one more thing, like that I think a lot of us all kind of like trying to say like, oh, well, he's working or he's rugged or like try to scam, like this whole issue, right? I don't know one person in Web3 that hasn't gotten involved or been part of a rug or a scam. It is probably the hardest thing to identify when you're going to be part of that program or how you're going to get rugged. So if you think that's oh, I promoted something that was like, again, we're in here full time. We're trying to build a business. We're trying to work with everybody. You have to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? And some people will be the ones that, hey, this might give me a bad name, but we don't know until we try it. So like people are quickly to say, oh, you do this is a scam or whatever. Like, dude, we're at Web3. This is a scam in a way. It's like we still haven't been able to prove some of the things that we want to prove.
Yeah, I've been waiting for a long time to get to say like nice things about Bryson in a public space like this, because like a year and a half ago was when I came into this market and decided to come full time and be a part of this. And my first job was to go become a streamer and figure out what that's like. And that was what my task was. And the first thing I did was go to Twitch, figure out who the Web3. I landed in Bryson's Twitch stream the very first day. And like, we were playing games together within a week, and he was teaching me all like everything that I learned about content creation and the quick ramp up I had actually came from Bryce and came from being in his stream every day, getting to play with him. He's put me on such a pedestal this past year that like I'm blown away that he does it, and I'm super thankful. Like I'll go make a short from when we do a stream together, and he'll go and post it and everything and be excited about it and be like blown away by the content I create and keep me going. Like I got nothing but nice things to say. And it's funny because all the bad things that are getting called out about him right now, it was like from 2021 stuff. And like, no matter how you acted, if you're around during that time, it was shady, and like that's just the way it is. So like grabbing at that old stuff after everything he's done in the last year just infuriates me. And it's like, you literally have no idea. It's like coming and judging a game you've never played before, that kind of level of just ridiculousness. But
to add to that, Doug, right? Like if anybody's still here from 2021, that means you're building the right way. If you're still here from those times when it was fucking, even a shadier space, congrats to everybody that's still here, right? Like, congrats to making it through this bear market. Congrats to making it through that bear market, through all the stuff that we're here. So, like, anybody that can say that on the resume that you've been here for several years now, man, like, I applaud you because it's not an easy space to be in.
And to Jorge's point, to kind of take some heat off of Bryson, we are human. Like, we do our best to promote what we believe and trust in, but I've even had fault. There was a game I did promo. I gave them rights to use my content. They posted it on their Twitter and everything, and then they rugged. After I helped them recover like 50 or 60K market cap, they liquidated everything pretty much, and I haven't heard anything from them since. And I talked to the team beforehand. I was set up via a third party, and they vouched for them. Everything seemed up and up. And even then, I still made a mistake, right? So it just happens. We do the best we can, but at the end of the day, we're not infallible either. We do what we can. That's all we can do.
There's no playbook in Web3 yet, right?
Nope.
Like everything we're trying is literally you're trying new things to figure out how it's going to work. And so, like, again, welcome to being in an emerging market. People don't understand that we're in an emerging market. Like, when I tell people that, they're like, but gaming's been around forever. And I'm like, sure, the technology hasn't. And the people and the actors in the space have not as well. And so, like, how often do you get to have, like, look at Grassel here, right? Like, look at the guy's resume, right? there's maybe like less than 20 experienced game devs in Web3. Like, the other ones are like, hey, I made a lot of money in Web3. I'm gonna go create a game, whatever. Like that is a huge narrative in the space. And so, like, again, we're trying new things. I get it. It's part of the space, so it's not something that we can fault anybody for.
So I did want to go back to the games portion of
now we're talking about
of the nominations here, because I one thing I'm really watching for is I went back yesterday and looked at the 2022 winners, and I'm trying to think about games that are going to potentially win this year, and there's only maybe 2 or 3 games that we're all talking about today that aren't the winners from last year. So I'm curious, like, and some of these haven't even been released yet, and that's just the nature of game development, right? We're in this space where it's very unique. We're looking at games much earlier than we typically do. But I'm curious, is there anything on your guys' radar that maybe wasn't on the list last year? I'm thinking immediately of like Parallel and Dead Drop. I don't think either of those were winners of anything last year.
I've also been thinking about Metapixel and their experience, like, especially since they did fold up. Like, we all love them and we want to give them flowers once again, right? And like, I've been seeing people putting in the votes for that one. But then again, they're going against the behemoth that is Big Time after a major activation and a lot of clout and a lot of, no matter what, they're gonna pull a ton of votes from what's going on right now.
And that was Game of the Year last year.
And that was Game of the Year. I don't think they're gonna get Game of the Year again, but I think they're gonna walk away with something.
So I'm with Dub on this. I'm gonna be completely honest. I do like Big Time as a game, but from last year to this year, the game has only really added the economy. That's it. So if they win again, to me, it almost seems a little weighted, if you get what I'm saying, because they haven't really iterated on anything outside of earning. Whereas there are games actually putting out new content, like Last Remains, for example. When I first played it, their map wasn't even finished. Like, there were literally parts of the map you could just walk to and fall through. The textures were there, but that was it. So, games have actually developed and added and expanded, and I feel like those deserve a bit more spotlight. But like he said, with the recent activation, all the news, Big Time's names everywhere, I think they could take it home, but I don't want them to. I want to see somebody that's actually built something new and expanded something new. And that's where Parallels, I think, has a good chance. We've seen Dead Drop come an extremely long way. Metalcore, from the first alpha that I played last year to the last alpha I played a month or 2 ago. Dude, these games, they're doing stuff, but they're gated. They're a lot more gated than Big Time is. And I think that's what's hindering them from getting that vote, is they're not able to expand their player base and their community until that gate comes down.
Yeah,
I think a couple things.
Contest.
I would almost want to do like a challenge and say, what if we did this Game Awards in Web3 with only playable games? How much more would that dwindle down the games involved, right?
I'm all for it.
And then, like, I get what I understand what you're trying to say. You're hearing about like Big Time, but like, I don't know, man. Like, I have to kind of be like, they should probably win Game of the Year again, because they finally like they're like finally the only ones that shipped the economy, that shipped the game, that shipped everything, right? Like, I can't discredit that. We're here saying that like we're still early, but like they're early. They finally did what we've been asking for, and now we want to discredit them. So I'm like, no, I don't know if we should, because then if we take a step back and look at the Web3 gaming space, it's like, how many of them are actually playable, that have the economy, that have the NFT, that had everything that we've been preaching about Web3 for the past 2-3 years, right? Like, we've been saying, can we finally see a sustainable NFT marketplace, an NFT economy, tokens, and all this stuff? And I think Big Time is kind of like shutting us up right now in a sense, right? I don't know whether it's going to be sustainable. I don't know what the future holds. I'm just saying for now.
Real quick, we got an audience comment. Too many gamers are focused on token versus actually fun game. Was a brief back and forth on the topic in Metalcore general chat yesterday. Guy was saying that they aren't considered a Web3 game because they don't have an ERC20.
Wait, what?
Because they don't have a token, my guy. That every freaking character in that thing is a token. It's called a non-fungible token, and it's on ERC20. Like, what are you smoking? Come on, dude.
Wait,
But this is crypto at the end of the day, and people are gonna vote where their bags are at. And like the one with the most bags in the space right now is big time as far as games.
And go a step further now. I would love for the Game Awards show to be like, hey, verify your wallet so that we can see what assets you have based on how you're voting. Because it would be like, oh my God, right? Like, it would probably show us where, like, like, are we pumping bags or not?
I think there's also a Twitter bias, like I think these type of platforms get a lot of exposure on Twitter, and mainstream gamers are not like disproportionately on Twitter. Like they're on YouTube and Twitch, and so like when you go on Twitch and YouTube, like you're seeing you're seeing Big Time, you're seeing Parallel, you're seeing Gods Unchained, but I don't feel like those are as represented on Twitter, where you see more of the investment side, like people that are buying the assets and holding them and tweeting about them to promote them. So I don't know. I feel like that there's some of that bias in there too.
Yeah.
So we got another comment. In my opinion, if someone on your team isn't named Satoshi, it's not a Web3 game.
Guys, do you guys know who I am? I am the Spanish version of Satoshi. I am Satoshi.
And so we got another comment. I think Photo Finish and Zedrun have a bigger bags than Big Time. Zedrun had a $1 million purchase in New York Times article. And here's the thing, that is true. And somebody on Graslow's space yesterday was actually asking why Zedrun isn't up there. Look, guys, there's gaming, and then there's GameFi.
Well,
if you're gambling, that's GameFi. And let's be honest, Zedrun is GameFi. It's gambling.
Okay, but hold on. I love this.
If we're gonna go there, then let's start putting all these coin flip casinos on the running list too. Then.
Hold on. So is Big Time not part of GameFi?
It's a different type of GameFi. That's what I'm saying. Is it's the focus is different. Big Time is play to earn. Or play and earn, sorry. Zedrun is play to earn, because there's no real actual gameplay. The biggest draw is people making money and betting on horses.
I mean, they're both blockchain games. They both can be included in the Games Award. You're allowed to nominate the games you play.
There is a write-in.
I nominated Meiji for it. It wasn't included until I did it. You can literally you just have to, before you go and bark and yell in some random Twitter space, like go actually try to do the thing you're trying to do first. Insane. Gutless.
Okay.
To be fair, most people didn't know you could do a write-in, and they even announced it on the Twitter. So if you're not paying attention to their Twitter, it's probably a good place to follow for information and updates. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, look, at the end of the day, this is the part where I think people are forgetting what's happened in Web3 gaming before 2022, right? Or like halfway, because I think we saw the pivot shift, right? And look at the crypto market, actually. Like, look at Bitcoin, 6 years ago with like banking, right? Everybody in banking hated crypto. Oh my God, it's a scam. Every fucking bank now has a trading desk that's focused on crypto assets, right? I don't know what bank doesn't have a crypto asset that's now, right? And so, again, in Web3 gaming, we're going through that same cycle where in the beginning, all of us in gaming hated it. Now gaming is evolving, and now everybody in gaming is starting to like. But the early ones are like, guys, I've been here for 4 or 5 years, and they're like, yeah, but like, because you were part of the first mover program, we actually don't really want you to be part of us. So like, it's just part of the evolution that people don't realize it.
I agree. Well, moving on to the next topic, this one is probably going to be short. Animoca Brands has acquired Web3 streaming platform Azarus.
It's a big move.
The hell is Azarus, dude? Web3 streaming platform that no one's ever heard of before?
I've used multiple Web3 streaming platforms,
Congrats,
and
Anna
I've
Mocha.
never heard of Azarus. So I was actually asking content creators yesterday. I'm like, okay, guys, so who's making their channel on Azarus now that Animoca bought them out? And everybody's like, you go first, we'll follow.
I think this is my thought, right? Is that there's a thing about Web3 games that allows, if done correctly, streaming platforms to work with Web3 games on a more one-on-one basis that will allow for viewership to either get rewarded or for viewership to participate in a lot of these Web3 games. And so I think, like, if I read through the grapevines here with what Animoca is doing based on like their ecosystem, Mochaverse, all these things that they have going on, adding this to the element and seeing how people are interacting with these games is actually a really smart move and could potentially be something big. As we're seeing Twitch and YouTube not really so much adopt our space or be very friendly with the Web3 space or have the integrations that we look to build. But there's some great integrations of building communities through streaming platforms. And I think, again, there's a possibility there to really go big further. And I'm going to plug Mixed Mobs real quick, because if you look at Mixed Mobs and what they did with their betting platform, it's an overlay for their game. That's exactly what we want to see more of, that type of overlays with games, because it allowed the community to be part of the game, even though they weren't playing it, but they were betting on it. And I think that's the mentality that some of these streaming platforms are trying to adopt.
Yeah.
So
I'll just say, like, I think it's hard to know exactly what the plan is here. Like, I don't know if they plan for this platform to be the next, Twitch. That's going to be really hard. I mean, building a streaming platform is, you've got to get the infrastructure, which is extremely complicated and expensive. And then you've got to get the network effect. How do you get the audience? And I think we've seen Kick and, Xenon, which unfortunately didn't make it, and others show us how difficult and expensive it is to start a new streaming platform. But if you have somebody who's got interesting tech, they've got the infrastructure figured out, or they've got some unique kind of reward proposition for users, you could have a small streaming platform that just rewards the Animoca ecosystem, and that be a huge success. It doesn't have to be the next Kick or Twitch. So that may be one way to look at it.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead, Gene.
go ahead.
Okay. It's super important to remember that Twitch and Kick are not profitable businesses. To this day, they are not operating on a profitable year-over-year margin. So, like, it definitely, the Animoca is not going to scale this to be some gigantic Twitch. That's not in their DNA of what they want to do. I was listening to Yatsu last night, and he wants to make tooling that's much more decentralized than that, in that it is specific to the Mochaverse, and it will be for them to kind of highlight and showcase themselves, and like to really support Web3 ecosystem where everyone's proof is on chain. They're all of that good stuff is there so that other games can access it easily, do target offering. I mean, I bet they're going to put some really cool like ad options or ways for games and creators to sync up and partner in an easier way, because there is a ton of innovation in that space. Like, for example, with TikTok today, if you're set up as one of their live stream creators, you can literally sign up to do an ad. They'll send you the product, you make your little ad, and then you get a revenue split from all those ads that go forward. And there's guys literally making like $500,000 a month on TikTok right now, just showcasing toothpaste and random shit that, like, TikTok has created this platform for ads to connect with creators better. And if Animoca can utilize all of their port codes to create that ecosystem for Web3, it's going to be freaking cool, and that's what I hope to see. Not a Twitch competitor or a Kick competitor that is clearly just a money pit and a money pit.
Yeah. Well, to me, I feel like Animoca's got their work cut out for them with this. I did check out the Azarus website, and the first thing I'm met with is download our extension, buy our coin, start streaming. But I can't even load streams. Like it doesn't let me browse the directory. It doesn't let me see who's live, nothing. So I can't even experience the platform before being forced to sign up. Right. And I think that's going to deter a lot of people from even trying it. So hopefully Animoca corrects whatever Azarus set up, because obviously at this point Azarus wasn't working out, or they probably wouldn't have sold.
Yeah,
that's
they
kind
should
of how I'm
close
looking
that
at it.
site right now. Like they should really they close down the site, rebuild it, however they want to rebuild.
Yeah.
Maybe that's in the process right now, right? And like that's what needs to happen.
And based on the website, it looked like they only supported specific games, which is why they require their own extension. I mean, getting me to download OBS is already a pretty big step. Telling me I need to go download Chrome extensions and stuff.
Devil's advocate here, I'll just say that, you being able to go on the site and quickly browse streams, that's where a lot of the cost is, like that's where the expense is. So if they can qualify their customers by making you jump through some hoops and proving that you're a real person and that you're a valuable customer, that makes them a lot more attractive, I think. But I mean, it is that network effect is hard. Like getting those customers is challenging.
I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, that's the only reason I haven't signed up, because I'm like, well, what's the experience like? Is there a chat for my viewers? Is there an alert system? Like what can I do with this platform? And I can't tell you unless I go sign up for it. And this is a company that, until Animoca made the news with them, I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about their team or their founders or anything. So the last thing I want to be doing is giving out all my information or connecting wallets to some foreign entity, especially downloading random extensions that I don't really know the benefit of, because it doesn't explain what I'm doing with the extension either. So
yeah, like you haven't been in Web3 where you have to download 10 different wallets and sign off your wallet to like 10 different other things to like just to get a playable demo in a game or a beta.
Oh, so I'm looking at this short little video. It looks like it's not actually their own direct streaming platform. It almost looks like it's just an extension for your Twitch channel. That seems like calling them a streaming platform is a bit of a stretch then.
Streaming
again, it's trying to figure out like, what the future of Web3 gaming holds with communities and streaming devices, right? And I think like, again, we're all about community, right? That's what we preach in the space, and how to build communities. And I think, again, how do we build communities? We built the game. Content creators are here. How do we merge content creators, gamers, game developers, and the community, like, and viewers, right? Like, I think that's the circle that we're trying to see right now. How do we solve the issues?
So I could see a system where this works. So this is an extension that ties into Twitch, and people can earn or spend or whatever. Imagine if Animoca Brands incorporated their games into this system to where viewers have the ability to earn or vote on outcomes and stuff like that. So there's definitely some huge possibility here. It's just the current state of the website and platform is less than ideal.
Like imagine if the viewers could use some sort of burn an NFT that helps the streamer beat the boss or what have you. Like there's so many things that can be done. And I know like Animoca's vision is to rebuild the gaming market ecosystem and to remove these big money sinks that are represented as companies today, like Google, like Apple, like Amazon. So just literally take away their ability to just take percentages from these deals and stuff, and to put that deal flow on chain and, in a decentralized way. That's the vision of Animoca. And the more little media companies and things that they acquire, the better their product as a whole is going to be for the Mochaverse.
Yeah, I think it could be good. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, with the acquisition just happening, we don't really know what the plans are. We're all just kind of speculating here. But I do see some.
Check in next year on the Games Award if they win the Streaming Platform Award.
Yeah. And hopefully they don't just become like Apple or something and then start making cuts too. I mean, that's the terrible thing that could happen too. I mean, if you let a big corporation take a major play inside of a market, they're eventually going to want to take more market share and revenue. I've seen it in so many markets.
Well, our final topic of the day is possibly Dub's favorite, Amazon Prime. We have another Web3 game launching an Amazon Prime deal. It's actually on Wax. Yeah. Look, Rod pitched this topic for the show today, right? And I told him, yes, let's do it. I love tearing up Wax. So here we are.
Tell me it's blockchain brawlers.
Tell
me it's for blockchain brawlers.
It is Wax Brawlers Worldwide.
Wait, it's Wax Brawlers now? It's not even Wax Blockchain Brawlers? Holy hell.
So the actual name is called Brawlers World. Is it just Brawlers? Crap, now I forgot.
Amazon Prime is where failed games go to try to get a second life, it sounds like. Holy hell.
You weren't saying that about Planet Mojo a couple months ago.
I thought I was. Was I not?
Oh,
clear? Okay. I mean, I can reinstate, but like, holy heck, Wax, dude! I didn't even know Wax was still going. So to be clear, the reason why Wax sucks is because in order for you to operate on Wax, you have to stake a certain amount of the Wax token. So like, as you whale and as you get more NFTs in your thing, literally for you to acquire more NFTs, you got to stake more tokens. Like, it just does not work. And then on top of it, Blockchain Brawlers was the biggest like pump and dump fail. People were literally spending 30 to 60 grand on one brawler, which today is giving for free on via Amazon Prime. Like, holy,
wow.
They secured all of this marketplace because in GDC 2 years ago, they did a giant marketing sweep. They had vans going around SF with brawlers. They had a big activation on the show floor. This was back in 2021, right? So like, it was a big, no one was doing it then. So they took hold, and then their big claim to fame was like, oh, we got the lead game designer from Magic the Gathering who's going to make our awesome card game. And it turned out like total shit on a stick. And it's still, how are they still here? Oh my, I'm just sorry.
No, I'm right there with you. I was onboarded to Wax to play Forge Arena. And to this day, that is the only game I have looked at, touched, or want anything to do with on Wax. And the only reason I still want anything to do with it is because I already went through the process of setting up the Discord verification. I already went through the process of staking the freaking tokens so I could buy their NFTs. And I've already got everything set up. I'm not going out of my way to play anything else on Wax. I'm sorry. That chain, the wallet system, everything about Wax, I do not like it. I'm not a chain maxi. I don't typically hate on chains, but Wax's onboarding was the worst experience that I've had even as a Web3 native. That's my take on Wax. So I think it's cool to see games and Web3 games getting on Amazon Prime. Again, I've made my stance on Amazon Prime noted before. I never even check it, so I don't think it's really that big of a deal. But I don't know. This one was just funny to me, and I thought it was a good one to bring up because I knew that somebody else had to agree with me. Somebody on the show had to hate Wax as much as I do, and it sounds like it's Dub.
Yeah. Again, like let's look at the holistic issues with the space, right? It's like gamers have to jump through hoops to play some of these games still. We have to jump through blockchains. Look at this, like Wax, you have to do all these things. Then if I want to go play a game on Solana, then I want to go play a game on AVAX. Like, oh my God, like they're on Prime Gaming where all the games live, right? So like, if anything, and I understand where you are coming from with gaming, Prime Gaming being like whatever, but like, I'm just trying to tell you guys, like, the issues in this space, it still very much exist. As much as we talk about it on a daily basis of like what the issue is in the space, and yes, there's things going on to solve it, but like it needs to come faster. Like something needs to happen so that we can get off of this and help with discoverability of games, and good games could get discovered, right? Because I think like, brawlers, if they did it right, they probably have a pretty good budget still, right? And if they made all that money, they probably are doing things like, Prime Gaming, another way to get their crowd or their community. Look, if somebody spent $60K for a brawler, they're probably still in that community. Pretty sure they're not like, trying to go anywhere, right? And so like that community might be strong. Who knows? I don't know. I've never been in that community. So
I watched it die, so I don't think it is. But like maybe I'm wrong, and maybe in the 6 months since I checked up on them last, things have truly changed and maybe they figured out the game. I'm only confident in dogging on it because I was there and I played it. I played what ton of Wax titles. It's how I got introduced to this space to begin with. I was building on another chain that was competitive to Wax, and I had a wrestling game that I built and made, and that's why I knew so much about the brawlers. We were going to do a collab and on all this kind of stuff, but their guys were. I met with the leadership of that, so like that's why I feel just confident in dogging on it. But wow, I hope it works out for him. That's the best I got.
I'm assuming that this is some kind of custodial wallet kind of setup, because I mean you can't imagine that you go from Amazon Prime to having to figure out how to buy and stake Wax tokens.
I'm super intrigued. I gotta figure it out. I gotta know because
that's a good point. Because everything's cloud based. Like if I remember correctly, I think I've signed up using Gmail. Yep. So I manage all of my wallet stuff using my Gmail account, which was my first, like, this is odd. This is the only wallet I've ever had to do this with. I also think there is a benefit to that, though, because that means Wax Games can obviously implement Google sign-in and still have direct connection to your wallet. So there is some benefit there, but everything else about the ecosystem, I cannot stand it at all.
Yeah,
so,
it's pretty. Yeah.
The honeycomb. For those not familiar, to verify your wallet on Discord, you have to buy a honeycomb NFT, which, by the way, is one of the larger ones in the ecosystem. So, of course, you have to go and stake some token to even be able to fit that NFT in your wallet. And then once you have that, then you can verify on Discord. Whereas every other blockchain I've ever had to verify my wallet for in Discord, it was literally go to like this website, connect my wallet. And then once it's connected, I can use it across every server that uses that same system. So
isn't Stash and Khaki still like their main content creators for Wax, or like no?
No.
I haven't seen anybody making Wax game content like at all in my circle.
That's why I was shocked to hear Wax to be getting like. I truly thought that chain was done, but
yeah, I mean, not to dig on the chain. I haven't heard Wax mentioned in a while. I mean, maybe a year. I don't know. It's been a while.
Forge Arena is literally the only game I heard noise around, and I haven't heard anything from them in a couple months now. I know at one point they were like hosting weekly community nights, but every time I showed up there, it was getting smaller and smaller. So even I stopped showing up. My bad. But I do like the game. Like I like what they're building. I just hate the chain that they built on. So I actually talked to their team and I was like, you guys know that Solana has like almost no transaction fees. Avalanche has no transaction fees. Like there's other chains, there's better options. They're like, no, we're pretty sold on Wax. And I'm like, all right, if you say so.
They really mean they're pretty paid by Wax, so they're good.
You might be right. I
know I'm right.
Well, this is the top of the hour. Did anybody have anything else they want to add before we start wrapping things up?
Go play Eldor and go vote for them in Games Award. And then go vote for Content Creator of the Year. Go vote for Jorge.
Got some great creators on the panel here, so definitely go put your nominations in.
Yeah.
I got something to shill because I normally don't shill.
Shill. You've been chilling the whole day. You shilled the like. What was it? He showed like 4 games in the past hour. What are you talking about?
Look, I used them as topics of discussion. This is me promoting something. So I got a charity event this weekend. Starts Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're raising money for U.S. veterans as well as Children's Miracle Network hospitals. I did put out a bounty. If Web3 Games would like an hour time slot, all I request is you donate $200 or more to one of the organizations I am working with, and I will stream your game for multiple platforms. We're talking Twitch, Trovo, YouTube, Kick, X. Like if I can get my channels live on the platform, we're going to do it. So Twitch does have tags specific to these charity orgs, which increases our chances of exposure. I'm just throwing it out there. And if I hit $5,000 raised, I will cut off my ponytail. I will cut it off.
Unbelievable. I couldn't believe you put that on the table.
Look, $5,000. I feel like I'm safe. If you guys come out and prove me wrong, I will just walk into the other room while we're live, grab some scissors, and while we're on stream, just And if we hit
you're gonna
1,000,
cry a little while you do it too.
I think
can
I'm
see
good.
it.
I'm safe.
Good call.
I'm safe. I chose numbers that were well above my weight limit, and I'm hoping I am safe. If not, though, the other goals at $1,000 total raised, I will dye my hair either green or pink. We'll take a Twitter poll on that.
I'll do that for free.
Huh?
I said I'll do that for free.
Dude, also,
Of course you will. Look at your hair.
It sounds like Brawlers has some marketing dollars open. You should reach out to them.
Don't send them the stream.
All right, so tell
At
us.
2,000. Hang on. At $2,000 donated, I will shave my eyebrows and all my face, but mostly my eyebrows.
I hope that happens at least.
We'll see.
But
I set pretty big numbers.
Why did you want to shave your eyebrows?
The point is to do things I don't want to do. So if you guys raise money and you show up, I'm going to suffer for it.
This is why I can't be a creator.
Yeah,
I've been growing this ponytail out for like 2-3 years now. So if we hit $5,000, there might actually be crying. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. That's worth the cost. Someone.
all right, I'm gonna go. Where is this thing? Shell Master. Where is this?
JimKieran.com/charity has all the information. Like I said, I will be live across all platforms.
Look at you with your website.
I know, right?
It's not finished yet. I keep having to tell people the website's not finished yet. There's a newsletter section. Don't sign up for it. It doesn't work. Somebody already tried signing up for it. There's a contact us page. I had to put a recaptcha on it because bots were already blowing it up. Website building is not easy, guys. Kudos to all the web devs out there that are helping these Web3 game projects because I'm just building a Web2 website. How you guys add Web3 to it?
Yeah, I forgot I had a website. Actually,
You guys don't have your own handle.com? Dub, you don't own dub.com, Jorge.com?
I have dub.fyi, but I need to pump it.
I have Graslow.com. Just throwing that out there.
That's so badass. Yeah, obviously dub was pretty much taken, so I remember grabbing like one, but I need to go set that up.
I've actually got two. I got the content creator one, then I got the community one, but the community one is I tore everything down and we're gonna rebuild. So
yeah.
It's broken, Jorge. It's messed up. So, but I have mine.
Look, for the work that I do, I always get asked, like, do I have a website? And because my work is all word of mouth, I like to have referrals. Like, that's how I do business. I've always thought about a website, but man, like, I don't know if I would ever want to have it just because of everything you guys just said, like all the bots like hitting you up and like the maintenance with it, like. Just keep me like, if you need my work, guys, find me on Twitter, find me on LinkedIn, Telegram, whatever you need to find me on, just hit me up.
So I wanted to throw this out there, Kieran. I'm going to be watching the stream, but also count us in for the 200.
Also, we're playing Oldor. We're playing Oldor this weekend? Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Slide into the DMs. Crypto and fiat options are available. The fiat actually will have alerts available. So I've been telling games, let's set up a time. You can drop the dono while we're live, get that little extra promotion across the top, and then we'll jump into your games. So let's talk. Slide into the DMs, Grezzo.
But where is this post? Like, I can't find it. Like, did you post this like a while ago?
This is all something. So Regiment, the team that I'm actually a member of on Twitch, reached out 2 weeks ago.
Well, where is like the actual Twitter post that you said that you just did? Oh, wait, all right, I see it now.
Yeah, it's a little
20
bit.
hours ago. You should pin it.
I should pin it. That is a good point. Look, marketing strategist helping us out. That's a good point. So, all right. Well, do you guys have anything else before we wrap this up?
Wrap it up. Keep it safe, guys.
Okay, real quick, we got one more comment before I do wrap it up. I like the engine chain, but it seems like no one is building there. This is the first I heard of it. Anybody else heard of engine?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about wax. I was like, don't go there.
No, we talking about engine now.
I've heard of engine, but I don't know that I've looked into it.
I haven't heard of it.
Yep, me neither. We'll have to look into it and maybe have a discussion about it later. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be a wrap for us today. Thank you for joining another exciting episode of the Block Sauce, but we are now going to come to a close. Before we say farewell, again, a huge thank you to our guests for taking their time out of their day to show up and help us out and keep the discussions going. Jorge, Graslow, Dub, love to have you guys on. Can't wait for the next show. Remember, the sauce never stops flowing. Stay connected with us on social media. We have a Block Sauce Twitter and YouTube. Go follow us on both platforms. Your voice matters. Drop some discussions you'd like us to maybe tackle next week, and we might pick them up. You never know. That's going to be it for us today, though. Sauce enthusiasts, join us next time for another amazing episode of Block Sauce, where we'll keep the gaming flame alive and the discussion sizzling. Stay saucy and keep gaming in the realm of Web3. Have a good one. Goodbye.